I'd like to welcome my cousin and fellow fraternal brother, excellent companion, Joshua Kusing.
Well, good morning, everyone.
You're muted, Josh.
Okay, first things first, I want to thank the more famous Kusing for doing all the technical stuff for this event. Without his knowledge and his help, this will definitely not work out. So he has been working on it for like the past week or so, so he'll be in the background. Thank you very much. So now for introductions, of course. Hi, my name is Joshua Kusing. I am the High Priest of King Solomon's Chapter, Royal Arch number 95, and a past commander of Golden Gate Commandery number 16, and current inspector of Department 4, Division A of the Grand Commandery. And also, of course, I am a past master of Burlingame Lodge number 400. I would like to thank everybody for taking the time to come in and thank all of the different dignitaries that are here. The response was absolutely overwhelming. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate that you are here. The purpose of this event is a four-way grand reception for the 3 Grand York Rite body heads and also for the Grand Lodge. So we will be doing all the different introductions as we go along. And first things first, of course, we are always taught that we cannot do anything great or important without first invoking the blessing of God. So therefore, I will call on excellent companion Norman Malilin. He is the current High Priest of California, Chapter number 1. Please lead us in our devotions.
Companions, let us all place ourselves in the attitude of prayer. Almighty and eternal God, we humbly beseech thy blessing today for our annual virtual Grand York Rite Reception. Grant us the wisdom to contrive, strength to support, and the beauty of harmonies to so administer the pairs of our York Rite bodies, that all our doings may be acceptable in thy sight. Amen.
Lord be. Thank you very much, excellent companion Norman. So now I would like to call on Sir Knight Brandon Duenas.
Brandon, you're going to have to walk over and unmute yourself as well.
He is...
Can you hear me?
Yes. So he is the past commander of San Jose Commandery number 10, and he will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
Companions, Sir Knights, and citizens of this great nation, please join with me in saluting the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Knight, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you, excellent companion Joshua. It is my duty today. I'd like to introduce excellent companion, from California Chapter number 1, excellent companion Thomas C. Chavez, Grand Captain of the Host. Knight York Cross of Honor to do the Grand Chapter introductions.
Thank you very much, excellent companion Marty. Good morning, most excellent companions, companions and brethren. In any Masonic gathering, the event is not complete without introducing the dignitaries. So with your indulgence, I would introduce to you the 2020 Grand Officers that are present with us today. Well, first, I would like to introduce the inspectors that are present. We have from chapter number 22, excellent companion John Monahan, and a 2019 Service Medal in Bronze, Inspector of District number 5. We have from Howard chapter number 14, excellent companion Daniel Dornbus, Inspector of District 6. And we have from Naval chapter number 35, excellent companion Rolly Cabe, Knight York Cross of Honor, Inspector of District number 9. And then the past Grand High Priest that we have present with us, let's see here. We have from Palo Alto, chapter number 93, most excellent companion Edgar W. Phantom, past Grand High Priest 2003, Knight York Grand Cross of Honor. And we have from Sacramento, chapter number 3, most excellent companion Philip A. Hardiman, past Grand High Priest 2009, past Grand Lecturer, Knight York Grand Cross of Honor. And we do have from Steve Goad. I lost your chapter. Hold on a second, please.
Norris C. Miles, chapter
That's
153.
Vice number, Norris C. Miles, number 153. So most excellent companion Steve Goes, past Grand High Priest 2015. And Knight York Grand Cross of Honor. For the 2021 Grand Officers in line, we have from Naval chapter number 35, excellent companion Rolly Cabe, Grand Marshal of the North, Knight York Cross of Honor, and his, okay. And then San Diego chapter number 61, excellent companion W. Austin Swan, Grand Orator. From California, chapter number 1, excellent companion Thomas Chavez, Grand Captain of the Host, Knight York Cross of Honor. Norris C. Viles, number 153, most excellent companion Steve Argo, Grand Lecturer, past Grand High Priest, 2015, Knight Templar Cross of Honor. Knight York Grand Cross of Honor. Sacramento chapter number 3, most excellent companion Philip Hardiman, Grand Secretary, past Grand High Priest 2009, Ephraim Kirby Award, Distinguished Service Medal in Bronze, Knight York Grand Cross of Honor. From Gold Country, chapter number 11, Right Excellent Companion R. Scott Hosman, Grand Scribe, Knight York Cross of Honor. From Ventura, chapter number 50, Right Excellent Companion Raymond A. Broomfield, Grand King, Distinguished Service Medal in Bronze, Knight York Cross of Honor. And now, from San Diego, chapter number 61, the 166th Most Excellent Companion Richard W. Bullard, Grand High Priest of the Most Excellent Grand Chapter of Royal Arch Masons of the State of California, Knight York Grand Cross of Honor.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good day to each of you. This is quite unique, and it's a pleasure to be here today with each of you. I appreciate the hard work that was expended in creating this virtual meeting. I know the planning it took was a change from how we normally meet and greet each other. But companions and Sir Knights, I hope and pray that each of you and your families are safe and protected during the current fires that are ravaging Northern California. Please let me start with a phrase known to all of us. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Aren't these ancient words more relevant today than ever? Here we are in 2020, and this year has not been what any of us ever envisioned. From the suspension of all in-person Masonic meetings to Zoom meetings that have enabled us to at least pay our bills and check in with each other. Things have truly changed in the past 6 months. Toilet paper hoarding, what's with that? Face masks, mandatory, even at your bank, and that's if you can find a bank open. Washing your hands for 20 seconds and singing happy birthday to yourself twice. What's going on? Things have truly changed in the past 6 months. So where do we go from here? The Executive Committee of the Grand Chapter has met on a regular basis the past few weeks to determine how we can continue to meet and keep our chapters healthy and functioning. In our first meeting, we discussed the need to allow our chapter officers to not only pay bills, but conduct business of their chapters. My first decision as Grand High Priest has been released. It allows us to meet and conduct limited business via the internet. Our department grand officers are working hand in hand with our deputy grand lecturers and inspectors as witnessed here today. The next step is a procedure to allow elections, perform installation of officers, and balloting on new members. That's coming, guys. Please be. Companions, we're very fortunate to have a very dedicated group of grand officers and department grand officers. They are all very aware of your questions and ideas, so please reach out to your DGOs, your DGLs, and your inspectors. They are ready, willing, and able to assist in every way. And if you have any questions, you've got my phone number, I know, so call me, please. My pen this year has several different items included that I believe that each of them are easily interpreted. The motto on the pen is working the quarries of California. Then there are the working tools of a Royal Arch Mason. Those tools, as our traditions tell us, provided the ability of those brethren to uncover long buried secrets and to rebuild the temple. Are those tools any less relevant than the tools we need today to stay connected to each other? In the center is a modification of most excellent companion Jerry Woolforth's lapel pin. Membership remains our priority, of course, and as we reopen, we need to be ready to tell the story of Royal Arch and how it completes the third degree of the Blue Lodge. This is the correct story, the true story represented in the same way as the third degree was given to each Master Mason using the same descriptive language used in our lodges. That is why the Royal Arch is the proper path to continue their individual path in their Masonic journey. Our charity, Royal Arch Research Assistance, our RARA, and its support is changing its focus. The most recent program leader has retired, and the General Grand Chapter has determined that the study of autism, its causes, treatments, and further research will be their new direction. Our chapter secretaries will continue to accept donations and forward to the department RARA representatives. Our Grand Chapter Royal Arch Masons of California has its own charity, however, one very important to each of us. The Royal Arch Scholarship Fund, Fred DeBarrow and Gerald Woolforth Scholarship Fund, helping members of our California Masonic Youth Orders as they pursue their college educations. This is one of the most important because, as we are all aware, our California youth are an integral part in the future of Masonry. The Scholarship Committee was able to provide 6 $1,000 awards this year to our own youth entering college. This is also a renewable annually simply by maintaining their GPA. The Scholarship Committee, headed by our Grand Scribe, R. Scott Husband, has assembled his team for this year, and is looking for ways to improve the scholarship applications and process. I wish to personally thank Excellent Companion Tom Chavez for his assistance today. Tom, I know that wasn't an easy thing to do, rattling off all those names. You did a very good job there. And you'll get better as we go. And I think you get to do it again here in a couple of weeks. Also, Excellent Companion Marty Kusing for his persistence and hard work to make this happen. Please join me in thanking them. I have in my speech, anybody have any questions for me, but then I noticed in the outline that there are some time for questions. So I'll hold that until that point. Again, I want to thank you each for your time and for the invitation extended to Sharon and I to share the day with you. We so miss not being able to travel the state using the navigation system in our car and on my navigator's iPhone. What a fun day it has been. I do have some presentations, but I'm going to turn it back to the host so the high priests of the chapters can do their presentations, and I'll wave my gifts in front of you here, okay? Thank you so very much.
Thank you, excellent companion. Most excellent companion Bullard. Thank you for that speech. Right now, I would like to call the individual chapters under your command to give presentations. The first one I would like to call excellent companion Norman Malining from California, chapter number 1.
Good morning, companions and Sir Knights. I would like to, first of all, I would like to say that it's nice to see everyone and everybody's safe and healthy. Without further ado, I would like to, in behalf of California chapter number 1, Royal Arch Masons, of its members, it is our honor to present to Most Excellent Richard Bullard, 166 Grand High Priest of the Grand Chapter of the Royal Arch Masons of California, an honorary lifetime membership certificate. So congratulations. And also we would like to give you and your lady Sharon a little gift, and it should be sent in the mail soon. Again, congratulations on becoming the High Priest for this year. And although we are limited with our York Rite activities, I wish you and Lady Sharon the best of everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it greatly.
Next, I would like to call on excellent companion Nicholas Mulhauser from Howard, chapter number 14.
Morning, companions and Sir Knights. I'm the High Priest for Howard chapter number 14 here in San Jose, California. And I would like to present Most Excellent Companion Richard Bullard with a donation check to the Royal Arch Research Assistance. And I'm very excited about the new direction that you've chosen to study of autism. It's a very noble cause. We've got a check for $350 and it'll be in the mail.
Perfect.
And probably most importantly, Most Excellent Companion, I would like to extend a lifetime membership of Howard chapter number 14 to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let me say right now, I know that these lifetime memberships are caused by a unanimous vote of all the members of each chapter. And so thank you for the 2 previous ones. And if I happen to get one from the other 2 chapters that are here, I'll thank them also. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Next, I'd like to call on excellent companion Carlos Alvarez from Palo Alto chapter number 93.
Greetings, companions and Sir Knights. It's really good to see you all. Most excellent High Priest Richard Bullard. In behalf of Palo Alto chapter number 93, we thank you for your service and dedication to Royal Archmasons and Freemasonry in general. It is my honor to present you with a honorary life membership to Palo Alto chapter number 93 and present you with a honorarium for you and your lady. They will be mailed out to you as soon as possible. And thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, and thank you to each of your companions.
Lastly, I'd like to call on excellent companion Joshua Kusing from King Solomon's number 95.
Most excellent companion, Grand High Priest. It's the less famous Kusing again. I would like to actually thank you for the directions that you have given to us so far. We were really looking forward to your year. We're really looking forward to seeing you and Sis Sharon to be coming to our area. However, with what's happening with the pandemic and all the other different stuff, that is not possible. However, it doesn't mean that you are not going to visit us one of these days. So when it becomes my duty from King Solomon Royal Arch Chapter 95, I would like to say that it is my absolute privilege to present you with an honorary lifetime membership. And it reads, in a stated convocation this day, August 12, 2020, by unanimous vote of the members of King Solomon's Royal Arch Chapter number 95, we elected to give honorary lifetime membership to Most Excellent Companion, Richard W. Bullard, KYGCH, 166th Grand High Priest, Grand Chapter of Royal Archmasons of the State of California. This will be mailed out to you as soon as possible. And we also have an honorarium for yourself and for Lady Sharon. This is something for you to do as you see fit. So this will go out in the mail as soon as possible. Thank you very much for everything you do for the Grand Chapter. And I hope that one day, because you are a honorary lifetime member of our chapter, you will visit us. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Joshua. I know that Marty is the face of everything, but the guys behind the scene are the ones that actually get the work done. The high priests of the chapters are so dedicated in what they do, and you guys just do an outstanding job, and I so appreciate it so very, very much. And don't worry, my wife's second favorite place in the world is San Francisco in the Bay Area. When we go to annual communication every year, Sharon would not miss that for anything at all. And so now we just have many more places to go visit. So have no fear, we will be there. I'm going to have Sharon hand me some packages here. The red package is going to be for the high priest and your ladies, if you have a lady, or for whoever is special in your life. Here's Sharon's package. It's easily identified with the polka dots. I don't think you guys will get that confused, hopefully. I have sent out some already. There were a couple of guys that got in late, so if you haven't received yours yet, they're on the way, but I want to thank each of you. This has been a great morning. First time for a three-way virtual, four-way, I'm sorry, most worshipful. I don't mean to disregard you, but first time for any of us doing this, and so as obvious, we all kind of flub things up every so often. But I thank you for the day. I thank you for all the hard work, and I hope you have a wonderful, safe fall, and we can be together soon. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, most excellent companion, High Priest. Again, if anybody has any questions for him at the end, we will field some questions. You can either write it in the Zoom group chat, send it directly to me, or send it to my email, martykusing@gmail.com. We'll move along here, and I'll turn the floor back to, this time, companion Joshua Kusing.
Thank you very much, companion Marty. And so right now we are moving right along, and I would like to introduce for the Grand Council from Petaluma, a past illustrious master of Redwood Empire Council number 46, the Grand Principal Conductor of the Work, Right Illustrious Guy M. Chalmers.
Thank you, companion Joshua. And
Please,
welcome,
please, if you may, introduce our dignitaries.
I'll be happy to. I don't know if I could do any better than Tom Chavez, though. I mean, criminy, he's the gold standard there. He's got all the extra titles. But companions all, let me see, 65 participants this morning. Good morning. Let me start by saying, you know, this virtual meeting is saving me a lot of gas from driving to all of these locations. So we got to look at the bright side of some things, and this is certainly one of the bright spots, is not having to drive so much, but yet meeting all together. I think it's a really great format. So let me introduce to you some of the members. I've been jostling through the participants list, trying to see everybody. Once again, following Tom Chavez's lead, I would like to recognize a few inspectors for the council that are present at the meeting, starting with most excellent companion Stephen Goad, down south. Sorry for going slow. Excellent companion Scott Hussman from Forestville is also among us. I see one of the participants named Bill, and I'm not sure if that is Bill Dan from up in Eureka or who. Those are the inspectors I've been able to quickly notice, but let me also introduce to you some of the past grand officers, including most illustrious Fenton R. Marinez, who is present online as the past grand lecturer of the council. Let me introduce some past, most illustrious past grand masters that are present. I noticed one of our most esteemed, most illustrious past masters is Sir Knight Jim Baum, who's present, and I'm happy to see your face from way down south in the desert. Happy to see that. I also noticed online that we have the most illustrious Grand Master of Cryptic Masons in 2011, Robert Whitfield. Robert A.L. Whitfield is present. Of course, we have, okay. Let me just shoot to the grand officers, starting at the bottom and working on my way up. Present on this Zoom meeting, I see Right Illustrious Companion Art Walton of Union City, who is our Grand Chaplain of the North. Also on this site, we have very happy to see the from Lincoln City, the Grand Order of the Grand Council, John Cooper. I might say most illustrious John Cooper, most excellent John Cooper, and most everything in a lot of our hearts. John is very, very happy to see you on the line today too. Moving up, we have our, from Oakland, California, the Grand Director of Ritual, Right Illustrious Mark Harris. Very happy to see Mark as our Director of Ritual. Happy also to see our Grand Recorder. That would be most illustrious, most excellent, Phil Hardiman from Sacramento, actually Carmichael. I didn't see Tom Crummell, but they're usually attached at the hip. But I'm glad to see Philip here today. Good to see your face. I didn't see the Deputy Grandmaster. Let me get to introduce myself, I guess. I am Guy Chalmers, the Grand Principal Conductor of the work. Happy to be there. Our Deputy Master isn't present, I don't think. I've been able to go through the list very quickly, but let me just skip to the most illustrious from brethren from Chico, California. The gosh, he's Mr. Everything. We know him as the Voice, but he is the 160th most illustrious Grand Master of Cryptic Masons of the state of California. That would be Companion Bob. Where are you?
Here.
There you are. Robert Morrison up there in Chico, and welcome this morning, most illustrious. Robert, I think it's up to you now.
All right. Well, right illustrious Guy, thank you so much for struggling through those introductions. I think we're going to learn as we go along with these virtual meetings that perhaps we could probably be better prepared with a pre-sign up. And I think that would just help everybody out so that you're not trying to fumble through the who's who list and see who's here and then miss somebody, because that's always embarrassing. Excuse me for not being in all the bling in the jacket. I am currently on the Washington coast. My wife and I decided that it was probably best if she didn't stay there and try to breathe that air that is currently in California. And she had quite a string of days where she didn't have a doctor's appointment. So we just loaded up the car and came to our beach cabin up in on the peninsula near Long Beach, Washington. It's actually in Ocean Park. But I'd like to thank you for allowing me to address the Peninsula Councils. Good evening or afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to address your councils. My Lady Pauline and I have looked forward to this day when we could be here before you and the Grand Master as First Lady of Cryptic Masons. This certainly wasn't what we had in mind many years ago when I began my Masonic journey through the Grand Cryptic line. I watched carefully as each of my predecessors addressed various councils up and down this great state. In most cases, their message was the same. That is, we need more members. It is true that increased membership is fundamental to the growth of any fraternal organization, but I feel that the way we sell ourselves is vastly more important than just beating that same drum of we need more members. To do this, all our chapters, councils, and commanderies must look beyond our own one individual body and see that Masonry as a whole can be sold as a way to expand one's moral and social horizons. My Masonic journey began in the mid-70s, and I can clearly remember many of the brethren of the lodge I joined making the comment, we need younger members. At the time, this statement made all the sense in the world to me because the average age of the members of that lodge was north of 70 years. I was 25 and in the military, serving in the United States Navy, or as we referred to it back then, as Uncle Sam's Canoe Club. At that age, I didn't have a clue what Masonry was really about or why I had joined, other than my father had strongly recommended it would probably be good for me. We all know the rule that you never ask a man to become a Mason. It has to be his request so that of his own free will and accord is not violated. I'm not sure that that rule applies to family members, but in my father's defense, I can say he really never asked me to join the Masonic Lodge. But from the time I turned 21, which was the required age to join the Masons at that time, every time I would see my father, he would hand me a blue application with a membership with a comment, just in case you lost the last one. When I finally did join the Masonic Lodge, I probably had close to 100 applications. I returned to him with the secretary of the lodge later, and he was quite amused. The current pandemic has changed many things in our lives, not the least of which is how Masons dwell together in social harmony. The application of this electronic version of our grand reception shows how adaptable people can be when situations arrive that prevent what has been done in the past. This manner of our meeting here tonight is not what I envisioned when I began putting my thoughts together and trying to provide a message that would both entertain and inspire. The main idea I would like to put before you is to promote our craft. You should be willing to give more than you get. What I mean by this is to pay dues and wear a ring can only go so far. Others can see that you are a Mason, but it gives them no idea of what a Mason is. We should all do everything we can to promote our craft and show the world what it means to be a Mason. This can only be done by living a life that you and those around you can be proud of. That is enough about ancient history, so now I would like to speak about why we exist as an organization. Cryptic Masons have two main objectives. One is to create new Cryptic Masons. The other is to support our main philanthropy, Cryptic Masons Medical Research Foundation, commonly referred to as CMMRF. 2020 is not a year that we're going to be able to bring new members into our York Rite bodies. So our major focus should be to support this great research foundation. The CMMRF is pioneering medical research in fields of critical need, which include heart failure, stroke, peripheral arterial disease, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, and juvenile diabetes. Indiana University is also conducting studies of the long-term changes of heart and lung health associated with the COVID-19 virus. Tonight, you will most certainly hear about the Royal Arch Research Assistance Program called RARA from the Grand High Priest and the Knights Templar Eye Foundation from the Grand Commander, both of which are wonderful programs to donate to. But please give some thought to helping to support the Cryptic Masons Medical Research Foundation. They do touch someone in all our lives. In closing, I would like to leave you with a saying from one of our most famous brothers from many years ago. It is as relevant now as it was in the 1700s. Well done is better than well said. The saying comes from our brother Benjamin Franklin. Thank you, be safe, and take care of yourselves in this pandemic year and all these stressful fires. Thank you so much. Normally, we would have presentations at this time. So what I would like to say is, several months ago, I knew we weren't going to be traveling. So I mailed all the presentation items to all the illustrious masters and their ladies prior to our year getting started so that they would have them, because I honestly felt that I would never have an opportunity to make those presentations in person. But I would like to say that when we are freed from what we are currently in, I do plan to travel and try to get to every council in California. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, most illustrious companion, sir. Right now, the constituent councils of the area would like to make certain presentations to you. So I will start calling the different councils. So for California Council number 2, Illustrious Master Walter Ancheta.
So good morning. Does everybody hear me?
We do.
Yes.
Anyway, to all our distinguished guests, brothers, and companions, good morning to you all. My name is Walter Ancheta, also a past commander of the Golden Gate Commandery number 16, and also the past high priest of King Solomon chapter 95. And now I am the current illustrious master of California Council number 2. And I would like to thank all of you for this second time of my Zoom meeting. And without further ado, I would like to give the honorary member and welcome and invite our most illustrious master, Robert Morrison, to be an honorary member of our council. For sure, this one will be added a golden seal in here and will be mailed to you in few days. And also before that, I would like also to thank for the gift that you mailed to me, that I received it, and I'm very thankful for that, for me and my wife, on behalf of my wife. And also in addition, we have a small token of gift to you and to Lady Pauline that will be mailed to you also. And I'm very thankful to for your program for the CMMRF, the Cryptic Mason Research Medical Foundation. For sure, that one will be also sent to you or to our recorder to be sent it to the CMMRF. And without further ado, thank you very much. And I hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much, Walter. We do appreciate it.
Okay, so next up, it is Howard Council number 20. It would be Illustrious Master Richard Parker, if you could please.
Hi. So I'm the Illustrious Master of San Jose Council number 20, and also the commander of San Jose Commandery number 10. I want to, welcome, it's great to see everybody here and all that, all the Sir Knights and all the associated people. Most illustrious companion, Morrison, San Jose Council would love to extend to you an honorary lifetime membership. And also we have an honorarium for you and your lady. And also, I believe we have a donation to the CMMRF. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Illustrious Master. We do appreciate it.
Most illustrious companion, Robert, Palo Alto Council number 51 did have a presentation that they would like to make to you. However, unfortunate circumstances, the Illustrious Master could not attend today. So please just watch out for it. They will be sending it to you as soon as possible. Apologize for that, but things do happen.
No apologies necessary. We are all learning under these new circumstances. Before they cut me off and kick me to the curb, because we have bigger and brighter people to speak, I would like to say that my lady and I, all the donations and honorariums we received this year are going to be donated to the Cryptic Mason Medical Research Foundation. We plan to spend this year raising money for that wonderful organization. And to the Peninsula Councils, I want to say thank you. This is our first York Rite Reception, Grand York Rite Reception. And I'll tell you what, going first is never easy for anybody. And I think you've done a wonderful job. Kudos to those that are working behind the scenes, Marty and whoever else they've got behind it. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You've got somebody behind the curtain running everything. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, most illustrious companion. So we're actually right on time. I'm so thankful for that. I had a time schedule for everything, and we're to the minute. So this time I would like to break things up by a musical interlude. So it is my pleasure to introduce companion David Lycum, recorder of Palo Alto Council number 51, assistant to the secretary and assistant to the recorder of Palo Alto Chapter 93 and Palo Alto Commandery number 47, respectively. He's an endorsed musical artist under David Lycum Music for Clayton, USA and NS Design, and will be playing their CR6 six-string electric cello. And he can be found on davidlycum.net. With that, take it away. Thank you, Companion David, for that. That was wonderful. Thank you. All right, so the next part of our presentation, I would like to call on from San Francisco, a past commander of Morris Siminoff Commandery number 80, the eminent Grand Senior Warden, Sir Knight Jordan T. Yelnick, Knight York Cross of Honor.
Thanks so much, Marty. It's a real pleasure to be with everyone here virtually today. I want to just congratulate David Lycum on that musical performance before we get too far away from it. Those of you who might not know it, David's also a charter member of a new lodge here in San Francisco and is the backbone of keeping it going, Sempervirens Lodge number 860. And so really great to see you out here, David. Miss seeing your face. We have a lot of Sir Knights from all across the state who are with us today. I want to introduce those of you that I could find in the chat channel. So from Camarillo, a past commander of Ventura Commandery, number 18, an adjutant of Department 3, Sir Knight Raymond A. Broomfield, and his wife, Christine. From Chico, a past commander of Auburn Commandery, number 4, an adjutant of Department number 6, Sir Knight Robert A. Morrison and his wife, Pauline. Most illustrious companion, it's a pleasure to have you with us and have you serving on the ritual staff of the Grand Commandery. And I also echo with you, and I know that excellent companion Chavez does, that it'd be great to have some pre-registration for these introductions. I'd like to introduce you to the Department 4 ritual staff, many of whom are putting on today's presentation. From San Mateo, a past commander of Golden Gate Commandery, number 16, the inspector of Division 4A, Sir Knight Joshua L. Kusing. From San Jose, a past commander of San Jose Commandery, number 10, the inspector of Division 4B, Sir Knight Brandon H. Duenas. From Martinez, a past commander of Oakland Commandery, number 11, the inspector of Division 4C, Sir Knight Bill D. Bermudez and his wife, Melissa. And from Burlingame, a past commander of Golden Gate Commandery, number 16, the adjutant of Department 4 and the Zoom mystery man, Sir Knight Marty M. Kusing and his wife, Jennifer. We have a couple of past Grand Commanders with us today, and it's my pleasure to introduce them to you at this time. It's my pleasure to introduce Sir Knight William A. McBroom, Jr., the Right Eminent Past Grand Commander of Knights Templar in California in 2019, and his wife, Leslie. My pleasure also to introduce Sir Knight Fenton R. Morenas, Knight Commander of the Temple, Right Eminent Past Grand Commander of Knights Templar in California in 2015, and his wife, Emily. And it's finally my pleasure to introduce Sir Knight Howard Bud Ramsey, Knight Commander of the Temple, Right Eminent Past Grand Commander of Knights Templar in California in 2012, and his wife, Susan, who is a companion of the Temple. There are a number of Grand Commandery officers with us today. From Helendale, a past commander of High Desert Commandery, number 79, the Grand Inspector General, Sir Knight James G. Baum, Knight Commander of the Temple, and his wife, Luann. From Carmichael, a past commander of Sacramento Commandery, number 2, the eminent Grand Recorder, Sir Knight Philip A. Hardiman, Knight Templar Cross of Honor, Knight Commander of the Temple, and his wife, Nancy. From Mountain Ranch, a past commander of Sacramento Commandery, number 2, the very eminent Deputy Grand Commander, Sir Knight David W. Studley, Knight Grand Cross of the Temple, and his wife, Haley. And without further ado, Sir Knights, ladies, and guests, it is my pleasure to present the 162nd Right Eminent Grand Commander of Knights Templar in the state of California, Sir Knight Cirilo P. Marquez.
Thank you very much. I think I have to learn how to unmute myself here. I am honored to be here to meet you all virtually. The original plan was to meet you in person, but since sheltering in place is the safest thing for all of us, here we are. seeing each other virtually, which is not as much fun since there are no handshakes, no hugs, and no high fives, which we used to do. But we know by meeting this way, we are safe, and there is no worries of contracting the virus nor causing the spread amongst ourselves. I hope and pray this pandemic will end soon. Good morning, Most Worshipful John, Sir Knights, companions, and ladies. At the outset, I would like to thank the officers and members of the Peninsula York Rite bodies, where Golden Gate Commandery number 16 Knights Templar lived, the San Francisco York Rite bodies, or the California Commandery number 1, Palo Alto York Rite bodies, which is the Palo Alto Commandery number 47 Knight Templar resides, and San Jose York Rite bodies, where San Jose Commandery number 10 Knights Templar resides. And also to everyone on this call joining this well-organized three-way receptions. I am humbled by the honor and confidence bestowed upon me as your Grand Commander. As I reflect back on the time when I was going through the Grand Commandery line, I struggled, looking for every resource I could use as a guide to start planning my year. I attended my predecessor's receptions whenever I could, taking mental notes of the great ideas. But the years went so fast and 2019 came along, and I was installed as Deputy Grand Commander. So I said to myself, "You're next. Are you ready?" I will never forget the time when I asked for the recommendation of a friend to be made a Mason. That was almost 24 years ago. That recommendation was given to me. I seek admission. I knocked, and the door of Freemasonry was opened. It was one of the best decisions I have made, and so memorable that I use it as my Bible verse to guide me. And that is from the book of Matthew. It's chapter 7, verse 8 and 9, and can also be found from the book of Luke, chapter 11, verses 9, 10. Ask, and it shall be given you. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. I served my Blue Lads as Worshipful Master in 2001, 2002, and 2010. And in looking to search for more light, I petitioned for the York Rite degrees. And with the continued blessings and guidance from our merciful and loving God, I served as High Priest, Illustrious Master, and Eminent Commander in the San Fernando Valley York Rite bodies, which I have been a member for many years. These uncertain times are still upon us, unexpectedly overstaying and horribly stirring up the whole world with uncertainty as to when normalcy will come back. We all know that only our Lord and Savior knows when this pandemic will end. We know that when the time comes, it will be a new normal, which will most likely be totally different than what we were used to prior to this pandemic. The COVID-19 virus does not discriminate. It does not belong to any political party. It has no race, no gender, identity, or citizenship. Therefore, always remember the safety and well-being of our brothers and sisters, young and old, and the community where we live in are of utmost importance. We are in this together, and together we will conquer it and will come out smarter and stronger in the end. Masonic activities are at standstill because of the precautionary measures and restrictions that are still being enforced. We can't recruit new members, nor are we able to advance them to the next degree. Let us then have to do something in the interim and take advantage of the advancements in broadcasting technology. We have to work around these restrictions. Let us utilize all the available virtual meeting platforms that will enable us to be in constant contact with our membership, keep them abreast of what's happening, and to maintain and improve that bonding that we have established. Make them feel our presence at any time, every second and every minute of the day, that we are ready to attend to their needs. Please call our officers, your eminent commander of local commanderies, and they will be more than happy to help you. The Grand Commander's General Order Number 1 is approved by the Jurisprudence Committee, has been circulated, authorizing monthly Templar conclave for the dispatch of business through any available virtual meeting platform. And this will be effective starting September 2020 until further notice. I am confident that attendance to the virtual meeting will improve. And again, I know that some of the local commanderies are already doing virtual conclave meeting, but this will legitimize it. So knights and companions, allow me to take this opportunity to talk about the charities that I will be supporting through my year as Grand Commander. The first is the Knights Templar Eye Foundation. And the second is the Cancer Research of America. The Knights Templar Eye Foundation is a charity sponsored by the Grand Encampment of Knights Templar of the United States. Its mission statement is to improve vision through research, education, and supporting access to care. This foundation supports the Ophthalmic News and Education Network, the Pediatric Ophthalmology Education Center. Every dollar you donate helps develop new non-surgical treatments for strabismus, cross eyes. It is a disorder in which the eyes don't look in exactly the same direction at the same time. Pediatrics ophthalmology research supported by the foundation have been the primary reason that resulted in fewer and fewer surgeries for strabismus. Please consider donating. There are many ways of donating to the foundation, and they're listed on our website, which is the www.knightstemplar.org/KTEF. But the one way to donate that I would highlight and put emphasis on is the life sponsorship. This is available only to Sir Knights who donate a one-time donation of $30. This $30 will make a lot of difference for the program that the Knights Templar will be doing. And it will give you a life sponsor certificate. The second is the Cancer Research America, which is a national foundation for cancer research arm for the foundation. It is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides scientists in the lab the funding that need to make game-changing discoveries in cancer treatments, detection, prevention, and ultimately a cure. NFCR has distinguished itself in the cancer research sector by emphasizing long-term transformative research, often overlooked by other major funding sources. Continuing the research to find a cure for metastatic breast cancer. Composed of scientists who are willing to go where other researchers have not gone before. Your generosity today will drive breakthroughs tomorrow. Metastatic causes more than 90% of cancer-related deaths, but receives less than 5% of metastatic cancer, also known as stage 4 cancer, is not a single type of cancer, but rather a term used to describe any cancer that has spread to other areas of the body. Although cancer can spread to any part of the body, the most common sites of metastasis are the bones, liver, and lungs. Metastatic breast cancer took my wife away from me. Please go to the web. The website is www.nfcr.org to send your gift, or at 1-800-321-CURE, which is 2873. Or if you need more information, let me know. I will be more than happy to give you the methods, ways, and means to donate. I will always conclude my talks by reading the verse of the day. The verse of the day for today is, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night will never cease. Again, Sir Knight Marty, Sir Knight Josh, thank you very much for all the good things you did for the York Rite. Keep up the good work, and congratulations to both of you for a job well done. And so with Sir Knight Jordan, thank you for the beautiful introduction. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Knight Cirilo. At this time, I would like to call on the constituent commanderies to give presentations. First, I would like to call on Sir Knight Bill Edis from California Commandery number 1. Bill?
Good morning. Grand Commander Cirilo, I'd like to congratulate you on your great year this year. Sorry, the pandemic has eliminated all meetings after April, I think. Also, our deepest condolences from California Commandery number 1 on the loss of your wife. And we are presenting you with an honorary life membership for California Commandery number 1. And I would also like to thank David Lycum on your beautiful interlude. I'm quite the musician myself. I can play the radio and a CD player. That's it. So that's about all I have. So thank you and congratulations, Grandmaster Marquez.
Thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Next, I would like to call on Sir Knight Rick Parker, Commander of San Jose number 10.
Sir Knight Marquez, companions, and all Sir Knights, San Jose Commandery number 10 sends greetings. We also wish to offer our condolences to Sir Knight Marquez on the loss of his wife, Julieta. We also want to extend an honorary lifetime membership to San Jose Commandery number 10, and also wish to present you with an honorarium, hopefully to help against this disease. We also extend to all Sir Knights and companions that are able to come to our meetings when we can meet again in person. It'll be great to have everyone back. So thank you.
Thank you very much for the thoughts and prayers, and hopefully, at the end of this pandemic, we will be able to see in person, and thank you personally. Appreciate that.
Next on the list, I would like to call up Sir Knight James Tandy, Commander of Golden Gate Commandery number 16. Sir Knight Jim? I'm not sure if he might have dropped off. Oh.
Hopefully he could find the unmute button.
He said he's on a tablet. Sorry, Jim, can you unmute yourself? Well, let's move along. Hopefully we can get it back.
Is that working now? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I couldn't find the way to work this tablet. I couldn't get my laptop to hook in and set update, and it wouldn't allow me to. Right on, minute, Cirilo, we have a honorary life membership for you as well from Golden Gate Commandery number 16 by unanimous vote, as well as a contribution for you to place wherever you see fit that would be in honor of your lovely Julieta. And also back in June, I had these respirators, or not respirators, a mask made in anticipation that we'd be able to meet in September. However, that's not happening yet, but I'm sending one to you as well. I hope you wear it with pride as you are able. And we also have an honorary lifetime membership for Most Worshipful John Trauner. And I'm also sending one of the masks that I had made for our commandery to you as well to wear with pleasure as you're able. Thank you.
Thank you very much tonight, Jim, and really appreciate that. And in as much as like I would really, would like to meet everyone in person, because I have prepared also like gifts that I will be carrying with me, visiting local commanderies. But for some reason, with this pandemic, we cannot do that. I would appreciate it, to really give me the chance to meet you in person and hand it over to you. So now, Jim, thank you very much for the honorary membership. That will make me at least would like to go there and visit you.
Well, we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, I would like to call on Sir Knight Mike Tarver. He is the commander of Palo number 47. Sir Knight Mike.
Right Eminent Grand Commander Marquez, with our deepest condolences, we would, from all the Sir Knights at Palo Alto Commandery number 47, we would like to offer you about your wife, and we have a honorarium in memorial of your wife and as well for you to your charities, as well as a honorary life membership. And we also will be sending an additional donation for your cancer charity. We would like to thank you for your zeal and your perseverance and everything that you've done for the commandery, and definitely appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you very much. I like the background. That's my favorite symbol. Anyway, thank you. And thank you for that honorary membership. And again, somehow, somewhere, sometime, I will be there and meet you, the officers and members of your commandery in person. Thank you. It's appreciated.
Definitely.
Before we move forward, I just wanted to say to Right Eminent Grand Commander Marquez that it truly saddens us that Lady Julieta passed so soon. She was a very wonderful lady. She's always been very pleasant, very happy, and she was always a delight to be around. So our condolences extend to your family. We really appreciate that you're still here, even though that she just passed. We appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for all your thoughts and prayers. That's really, really appreciated, and that will make her happy after looking down to for us. Thank you.
Please let us know if there's anything that we can do for you and your family, okay? You have my personal number, my personal email, so just send us anything that you need.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Without further ado, let's move on to the next body as well. So to introduce Grand Lodge dignitaries, I would like to call from Hayward, a past master of San Leandro Lodge number 113, the Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 3, the Worshipful Antonio G. Samara, Jr.
Good morning, Sir Knights and companions. At this time, I would like to introduce the past Grand Master that is with us this morning, the Most Worshipful John L. Cooper III, past Grand Master of Masons in California in 2013. Let's give him a big round of applause. At this time, I would like to introduce the 2019-2020 Grand Lodge officers. For the Grand Lodge officers being introduced, do me a favor, select the thumbs up in the reaction icon so the brethren will recognize you as I introduce you. From Sebastopol, a member of Oakland Durant Rockridge Lodge number 188, the Assistant Grand Organist, the Worshipful Jonathan S. Davis. From Petaluma, a past master of Petaluma Hamilton Lodge number 180, the Senior Grand Steward, the Worshipful Guy M. Chalmers. From Nevada City, a past master of Nevada Lodge number 13, the Grand Orator, the Worshipful G. Sean Metroca, and he is also our Junior Grand Warden recommendee. From Vallejo, a past master of Naval Lodge number 87, the Grand Sword Bearer, the Worshipful John L. Wasson. From Porter Ranch, a past master of Wisdom Lodge number 202, the Grand Standard Bearer, the Worshipful Livon H. Keskishian. From Paris, a past master of Evergreen Lodge number 259, the Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 8, the Worshipful Victor M. Ropak, Jr. From Burbank, a past master of Burbank Lodge number 406, the Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 7, the Worshipful Elvin D. Mowen. I am from Hayward, a past master of San Leandro Lodge number 113, and the current Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 3. From Eureka, a past master of Six Rivers Lodge number 106, the Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 1, the Worshipful Gary R. Quintrell. From Escondido, a past master of San Diego Lodge number 35, the Junior Grand Warden, the Right Worshipful Randall L. Brill. From Sonoma, a past master of Mosaic Lodge number 218, the Senior Grand Warden, the Right Worshipful Jeffrey M. Wilkins. Let's give them all a big round of applause. A second-generation Mason, Worshipful Brother John Edward Trowner, was raised a Master Mason in Madison Lodge number 23 in Grass Valley on March 25, 1997. He served as Master of the Lodge in 2001. In 2006, Madison Lodge presented him with the Hiram Award for his continued and distinguished service to the Lodge. He is also a member of Nevada Lodge number 13 in Nevada City. Brother Trowner has served the Grand Lodge of California as an inspector and as assistant grand lecturer. He was inspector for 5 years and was appointed assistant grand lecturer of Division II in 2014. Brother Trowner served on the Ritual Committee and has served on all Grand Lodge constitutional boards. In addition to this service, Brother Trowner is active in the concordant and appendant bodies, including York Rite and Scottish Rite. He received the 32nd degree Knight Commander Court of Honor in the Scottish Rite Valley of Sacramento. John is also Grand Cross of Honor, a past puissant sovereign of the Cross and Crown Conclave of the Red Cross of Constantine, the York Rite Sovereign College of North America, the Holy Royal Ark Knight Templar Priests, and the Allied Masonic degrees. He is also a member of the Sacramento chapter of the National Sojourners and a chapter advisor for North Star chapter of the MLA. John studied business administration at Sierra College and California State University, Chico, and has a degree in business administration. In 1976, he joined the Nevada County Sheriff's Department, beginning a 31-year career in law enforcement, ending as under sheriff. John retired from the Sheriff's Department in 2007. A fifth-generation rancher, John and his wife, Dana, live in Rough and Ready, a small township located near Grass Valley in the heart of the Mother Lode. They have 4 adult children and 6 granddaughters. Sir Knights, companions, and brethren, it is my honor to present the 154 Grand Master of Masons in California, the Most Worshipful John E. Trauner.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you. You know, good afternoon, everybody, first. Most excellent High Priest, most illustrious Grand Master, Right Eminent, Sir Knights and Companions. I sent Tony a text to say, no need for a bio. I'm a guest. But muscle memory. So first and foremost, Right Eminent Grand Commander, the collective Grand Lodge hearts are broken for your loss of Julieta. We send you our thoughts and prayers. We cannot imagine your loss. Better days, I hope, are ahead. Sir Knights and Companions, this is indeed a historic day. Once again, here we are having our very first virtual 4-way York Rite reception. You know, behind me is the Grand Lodge of California, probably as close as we'll get this year. That's unfortunate. I do apologize for my directive on March 18th, curtailing all Masonic activities in the state of California, but it was the right decision, and it complies with the governor and the state public health officer and all of our regional health directives that we simply cannot meet as Masons, as a social gathering. I get a lot of inquiries, a lot of emails, phone calls from a lot of frustrated brothers, and I certainly understand that. They ask, why do I see people go to church, but we can't meet? I see people that have gone to a movie theater or they sit at a restaurant, but we can't meet. Why is that? It's simply because the state of California has adjudged us as a social gathering. In other words, multi-family units coming together for a social event, generally in one room or one building. And they've determined that this is the most dangerous of all gatherings to transmit the disease. Churches, movie theaters, they got an earlier dispensation to meet. Restaurants, at least up where I live, can have outdoor dining as long as they're 6 feet apart because they have a significant financial impact to their communities. We do not have a financial impact. Yes, we do consider ourselves essential, but unfortunately, in the eyes of the government, they see us as a social gathering. So until such time that social gatherings, in fact, are allowed, we have to continue to be patient and do what we're doing. Now, having said that, and you've heard others already mention it, this platform isn't all bad. I've attended countless Zoom meetings at different lodges that I would have never attended because my schedule was set and I was not going to be visiting that particular lodge in California. But I have now because through this platform of Zoom. And we see brothers attending Zoom from out of state. They're coming back into their home lodge. People they haven't seen in years. So from this calamity, good things do happen. And I sincerely hope that this platform doesn't just fade away when the restrictions are lifted, because I think it has a place in our future where we can still meet together as brothers virtually. Yes, we're missing what we came together as brothers to do, to shake hands, give them a Masonic hug, and just look a brother in the eye and ask, hey, how are you doing? We miss that. No one misses it more than I. On March 18th, when I issued that directive, I virtually stopped, no pun intended, my term as Grand Master. But I'm not saddened, I'm just simply disappointed. Luckily, I had an absolute robust 5.5 months, talking over 110 events, doing many, many things. So yes, this will pass. It will pass. So as I have said, during the York Rite installations not too long ago, and I think the Grand Master Bob mentioned it about membership. Yes, York Rite needs members. And where do the members come from? They come from our constituent blue lodges. And again, once again, I'm going to say it. We are our own worst enemies. How many times in lodge have we sat and listened to basically the same stuff? And when the master calls for, has anyone anything further to add? Rarely do I hear anyone stand up and report on their local York Rite, their commanderies, their councils, their chapters. They don't talk about them. They simply sit idly silent. So if we want members, we need to generate the excitement to bring those members into the York Rite. And frankly, as I've said this before, I'm perplexed when I meet a Master Mason, especially if Master Mason been around a while, maybe an officer, even a past master, and it's not part of the York Rite to finish the journey and learn all about the York Rite bodies. I'm perplexed, and I tell them I'm perplexed. It's why are you not a York Rite Mason? And for that, why aren't you a Scottish Rite Mason? And they basically say, well, I don't know how, or I've never been asked. And so I set them on the right road. So when we meet again, in person, in lodge, please do your Blue Lodge brothers a favor. Talk about your chapters and councils and commanders. Be a cheerleader to get the brothers excited Tell them what it's all about. Tell them as much as you can. Now, do I agree that as soon as a Master Mason is raised and we meet him west of the altar, we give him a petition? No, I do not agree with that. It's legal, yes. I do not agree with it. They need to absorb what they've just learned in Blue Lodge. But after a sufficient time has passed, please get them excited about the York Rite, because that is where the members come from. And I've also heard about philanthropic endeavors. This is the time, since we can't meet in person, to reevaluate and reflect on our own personal philanthropic endeavors of our own. Each one of the bodies here, including the Grand Lodge, have got wonderful, wonderful endeavors. You've all heard about our Stressworthy Brother Fund. It is the single most successful short-term philanthropic campaign ever in the history of Grant, California. In the first 30 minutes when that was announced, when I announced it last March, it gained $5,000. So we're over $560,000 right now. And all of that money is going to brothers, be it Scottish Rite brothers, or be it a York Rite brother, be it a Blue Lodge brother, a brother that needs help. That's what that money's for, and that's what that money is going to be used for. It goes through our Masonic outreach service. So please, if people need help and you know about them, especially now we're getting guys that are in need because of the fires. And if they come to you or you learn of them, remember, everybody here is a Blue Lodge member, and everybody here carries a dues card, and that dues card has that 888 number. So please don't hesitate to call MOS. The money's there. I want it used. I want these brothers to be well taken care of. So lastly, I do want to thank the Grand Lodge officers that joined us today. I realize each one of you got a very, very short notice on this meeting, and you dropped whatever you had planned today, and you attended. So on behalf of the Grand Lodge of California, Right Eminent, Most Illustrious, Excellent High Priest, Most Excellent High Priest, we wish you the very best in a very successful year. And we know the pandemic is not going to define you. You will complete your priorities. You will make your visits. You will give your gifts in due time. So with that, thank you for this invite, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Most Worshipful Grandmaster Trowner. Thank you for that message. At this time, we have a few presentations from some of our York Rites for you. First, I would like to call up Most Excellent Companion Joshua Kusing from King Solomon's 95.
Most Worshipful John, thank you very much, first of all, for actually taking my call. It's not like I could officially invite you to this four-way. And I'm not kidding when I say that almost every time that I speak to you, it's always been, you've always given me words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Today,
Thank you very
you've
much.
given something like that as well.
Thank you.
Something to reflect on. Thank you very much for that. So, sir, given the fact that you are quite near to us, to King Solomon's Royal Arch Chapter number 95, we meet in Burlingame. We'll give you all the details later, right? The membership has instructed me to present to you. Therefore, it is my absolute privilege to present to you with a honorary lifetime membership to King Solomon Royal Arch Chapter number 95. The certificate says, in a stated convocation this day, August 12, 2020, by unanimous vote of the members, King Solomon's Royal Arch Chapter number 95 elected to give honorary lifetime membership to Most Worshipful John Trauner, Knight Commander of the Temple, 170th Grand Master of Masons of the state of California. We really hope that with this, we will entice you to visit us at least once.
You can count on it.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
This will be sent out to you in the next few days, so please watch out for it on the mail. And also, we will be giving an honorarium, which will be sent directly to the relief fund.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joshua. And brethren, before, as Bob would say, they kicked me to the curb, I have been asked, will there be any communication? So if you have not heard, there will be. It'll be done virtually, much like what we're seeing today. That auditorium behind me that every one of you recognize, if you look down at the Grand Master's podium, I will be by myself in that grand auditorium. That is going to be it's going to be a bittersweet day for me to be in that giant auditorium that I've waited 4.5 years to sit at, and I'll be by myself. But anyway, it is a pandemic, and we will have a transition of power, and more will be coming by Labor Day. Everyone will be notified as to what transpires, what business will be transpired, and we will have an election officers, and we will be installing Right Worshipful, our Deputy Grand Master Art Weiss, as our 155th Grand Master in California. So more to follow. I just wanted to share that. Thank you all.
And most worshipful, we have a couple more presentations actually for you. Like to call on Illustrious companion Walter Anchetta from California Council number 2.
Good afternoon, Most Worshipful John Trauner. As again, my name is Walter Anchetta from the Illustrious Master of California Council number 2, and it is also my honor to present to you and welcome you to our Council, California Council number 2 as honorary member of our order. And this one will be added also golden seal to authenticate your membership to us.
Thank you. That is greatly appreciated. I too would like to visit your council when I can.
And most worshipful, next we have Commander from Golden Gate Commandery number 16, Sir Knight Jim.
Yes, we also would like to pass this honorary lifetime membership from the Golden Gate Commandery number 16, 170 Grandmaster of California to you. And what I did for our commandery in anticipation of meeting in September again is I had face masks made for our officers, and I'm sending one to you, and I hope you will wear it with pleasure.
Well, I'll wear it. I'm not with pleasure because I'm wearing it.
Well,
Pleasure because it's pleasure because it represents the New York Rite. But thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Greatly appreciated.
Thank you, Sir Knights and Companions. If there's any other presentations, I don't see anybody else's hands. So with that, we're going to move on to our question and answer time. Now, you guys made it really easy for me because I didn't get very many in. But before I do that, I would like to first call on Right Illustrious Companion Guy Chalmers for just one quick correction. Right Illustrious. Sorry, Right Illustrious, you'll have to unmute.
There we go. I'll get used to it in a minute. Companions from Calabasas, California, way down south in Southern California. I'd like to note and introduce the 159th Most Illustrious Grand Master of Cryptic Masons, Companion Eduardo Estrada, who I neglected to mention in the first introductions. I'll get better at this sooner or later.
Thank you, Right Illustrious. So a couple of corrections. I accidentally called our excellent companion Joshua by the wrong name. He is excellent companion. One other correction, and you always see these in the bottom of the movies. Our instrumentalist today, companion David, was playing a 5-string fretless bass, but he is also endorsed and he does perform on a 6-string electric cello as well. That was the correction. 2 quick, easy question comments. First from companion Steve Tarver. His wife liked the pens from Grand High Priest, and he asked, where did you purchase them?
Let me get unmuted here. I got them from National Pen Company. I was looking for something a bit unique for you guys that haven't seen it. I have one here. If you take the little plastic cap off the end, let me get this thing going here. And if you press the end, you see it lights up. So it's just a little trick I wanted everybody to have.
Thank you for letting us know. And then secondly, I received one from Worshipful Leonard Oakes. He stated, congratulations, Grand Commander Cirilo Marquez. God's blessing be with you always. May courage surround you during this time you're missing your lovely wife. Are there any other companions or, Sir Knight Marquez?
I just want to say that your thoughts and prayers are really guiding us at this time of sorrow, and I really appreciate it.
Great. And one last one. This one comes from excellent companion John Goen, Most Worshipful Trowner. Any chance that we'll be able to do virtual business meetings in the Blue Lodge?
Virtual business meetings. Well, you can do it right now. You are doing it right now, and you're meeting virtually. At least the executive committee is, and you're paying bills, and you're giving charity out to your brothers. You can do charity out to your to your philanthropic endeavors. That's budgeted. You can. Funeral, I've been asked about funerals. Funerals has always been allowed. Can we do, I'm not too sure what business you're talking about. Motions on the floor, no. Suspensions takes a vote of the lodge, no. Those kind of business, the business part of the lodge needs to be done in person, and we just simply can't meet in person. So, as time goes on, well, I'm constrained, as you all know, by our California Masonic Code, what I cannot allow. And so I know Right Worshipful Art will work after October closely with jurisprudence to see what can be, let's see what restrictions can be lifted. I look forward to that day. I suspect that the first thing we'll be able to do is have a stated meeting with, a limited number of people, socially distanced. We know that ritual will be done because ritual, especially on conferring degrees, takes that social distance. Nor can I make innovations in a ritual, and nobody wants a Grand Master to simply wave a wand and say this or that, because ritual was voted on by the craft and should be changed by the craft. So it is frustrating. So I hope that long-winded answer gives you a little better insight. Thank you.
Thank you, Most Worshipful. Doesn't look like one other question from Right Illustrious Companion Jared Washington. Most Worshipful, any guidance forthcoming regarding the election of officers via this medium?
Thank you for that. And so what we're doing, we are massaging and going to choreograph the Grand Lodge anti-communication. When we're satisfied that it complies with the edicts and rules of our CMC, California Masonic Code, we will then pass that on to our constituent lodges, through the inspectors and through the master secretaries, to make sure that they too can hold their own elections and they too can hold their own installations. So yes, because the first thing coming up is anti-communication, we wanted to do that, get that done, get it done correctly so we don't have to come back and change midstream, and then pass that on to our constituent lodges. Many constituent lodges have already announced that they their suite of, the master and the suite of officers are staying in place, therefore they do not need to be elected, and they do not need to be installed. Even though we do installations, there's no requirement if you're staying in place and no elections are required. So, but for those that do want to have elections and do want to have installations, that will be coming probably after Labor Day. And once we get the anti-communication massage, it's virtually the Grand Lodge is a larger version of a Blue Lodge. So I hope that answers your question.
Most Worshipful, I hope I don't drain you here. One last one for you. This comes from our past Grand Commander, Sir Knight Bund Ramsey. How about proficiencies?
Proficiencies, I believe I've already talked to this in the past, but let me talk to it one more time. A proficiency, a candidate proficiency. I don't know, Bud, what we're talking about. Let's just say it's a candidate proficiency. You can't, those are difficult to do because what has to happen? It has to be done in lodge, has to be done in front of the master, has to have the due guard and signs, which means you cannot be socially distanced, which means it cannot be done. Now, how about officer coaches or officer's proficiency? I've already said that there's nothing to prohibit an officer's coach or an inspector to meet one-on-one with an officer. They can do it in a lodge because two people, in my opinion, is not a Masonic gathering. 3, 4, 5, and 6 is. 2 is not. So an inspector can meet with a master or a senior or junior warden or a senior deacon one-on-one and walk them and get them through their proficiencies and their qualifications. But for a coach and a candidate, that's much more difficult because you have to do in the modes of recognition, which we all know what those are. It has to be done in front of the master in open lodge. We're just not meeting.
And
but if that did not answer your question, please offline send me a quick text or email or a phone call. We'll get it worked out.
And Most Worshipful, one last question for you.
I thought that was the last question.
Oh, I know. There's so many coming in now. This is a question, I guess it's a little bit more general, but this brother asks if hierarchies can be nominated or elected, and can there be a limited number in a simple reception?
Again, I don't know how I say this more clear. We're a social gathering by definition. We cannot meet as a social gathering in a Masonic lodge, as a Masonic body. Hire more, we should not take away the prestige of a Hiram Award by, I don't know, making an announcement online and just simply, mailing the guy his certificate and his medallion. I would much rather have, we're only allowed one Hiram Award a year, but those things can be dispensated where perhaps next year when we can meet, if there's 2 in 1 year from different masters, there should not be an issue. But a reception in person, a small body, it's a Masonic gathering. Now people ask me, well, what about if 5 Masons meet in a restaurant? Well, I don't control restaurants. What about if 10 Masons want to meet on my back ranch? I don't control private property. All I'm saying is that what we don't want and none of the bodies here, and I know all of the heads of the bodies would agree with me, is that we would not want a gathering of brothers, companions, or Sir Knights, and then somebody comes down with COVID. And remember, it's required to do contact tracing. And when it comes back and it's a Masonic event that the brother got sick at, we don't want to be in the 5 o'clock news. And so we have to comply with the state and local edicts. Thank you.
Thank you, Most Worshipful, for your wisdom. I will ask this last question, and I know many of our companions and Sir Knights have been asking, and since I have not asked you, Most Illustrious Morrison, can I ask you this one? Question for the Grand York Rite heads. Will there be votes on applications for affiliations since no rituals needed? That comes from excellent companion Mike Tarver.
At this time, there is no balloting of any sort. Until we get guidelines for balloting, the answer to that would have to be no.
Thank you so much for that clarity. And at this...
May I join in here?
Oh, yes, please.
Grand Chapter is looking at a method to allow us to vote. We're going to do a test on it in one of their local chapters here in San Diego. It will be virtual. It will be in accordance with our Constitution. So we're in the process of working on that. As soon as we have some answers, as soon as we can see that this actually works, and we'll get that information out. I will share that with Cirilo and with Bob, and we'll make sure that everybody's happy. I'll pass that on to Most Worshipful John also, so he can see what we're doing, just for your information.
Thank you, Richard. If I could just jump in, part of the process that we're going through right now is the credentialing of brothers to hold an election. We do have the platform in place. We have already tested it. Brothers will be able to be credentialed and verified for the votes that do come up at Grand Lodge. So we don't mean to be ahead of Richard, but we already have that. It is works, it is verifiable. And so we were hoping to share that with the bodies. It'd be probably easier if everyone's doing the same thing, but certainly, you know, I never tread on the sovereign ability of another grand body. So, but there is part of the process that I mentioned about the end of communication is the credentialing and verification of the brothers, so they in fact can do their votes at end of communication. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. So as we're closing now, and before I call on the benediction, allow me to really quickly thank a few people here. Thank you for excellent companion Norman for giving the invocation and the benediction today. Sir Knight Brandon Duenas for the Pledge of Allegiance. Companion David for enlightening us with playing your wonderful music, and also for excellent companion Joshua Kusing for helping me spearhead this. This was initially his idea. We kind of talked about it together, and it all worked out perfectly. I'd also like to thank our department grand officers, excellent companion Thomas Chavez, Right Illustrious companion Guy Chalmers, Sir Knight Jordan Yelnick, and worshipful brother Tony Samara for introducing the grand bodies. I know that was difficult. We hadn't planned on so many people coming out, but thank you so much for everyone coming. And of course, I would love to thank the grand presiding officers, Most Excellent High Priest Bullard, Most Illustrious Grand Master Morrison, Right Eminent Grand Commander Sir Knight Cirilo, and of course, Most Worshipful Grand Master Trowner. Thank you all for all the communication that you've sent out to the Masons of California and also the York Rite Masons of California. We feel like we are connected to you, and we think that you've given us great direction on where our fraternity will go in the future in California. Thank you so much. At this time, I would like to call up excellent companion Norman Malining to please give us the benediction.
Companions and Sir Knights, please place yourself on the attitude of prayer. Supreme Ruler of Heaven and Earth, we are so thankful that our special event today ended very successfully. We thank you for being so consistent in your love and mercy. And before each one of us is about to separate, we ask your forgiveness for our sins. Assure us of your protection and blessing that we may again assemble to pursue our professions as Masons. Amen.
Thank you, excellent companion. And we are done for the afternoon. Thank you so much for everybody coming. Enjoy your afternoon. Please be safe out there for COVID and be safe in any of the fires. Please let us know how we can help. I'll leave this room up for a few more minutes if anybody wants to just communicate or chat with each other. Thank you.